about to watch is genuine footage from our investigations. No manipulation, no fakery, just real footage by real investigators. Viewer discretion is advised.
Paranormal
I am, yeah.
A lady in here earlier when we were doing the walk around, and she's here again.
Haunted Britain Investigations.
Okay, hi everyone, this is Steve from HBI. We are at a private residence in the village of Hathen in Leicestershire, United Kingdom. The family have called us in to investigate their home because they've been having some activity here. Now they've given us permission to put this video on YouTube, so we're quite excited to do a private residence because we don't do them very often. Hathen itself, it's not a very big village, but it's a very old village. It's actually mentioned in the Domesday Book. There's a lot of history here. This particular property, we believe, was an old tannery, and it's dating back quite some time. It's quite a large property inside. It's quite deceptive from outside. We're starting out here in the garden. I've already had a walk around. I've been here a couple of hours already. First thing that I was drawn to, there's a couple of large stones in the garden. And I particularly was drawn to this stone because there was something really unusual about it and I felt very uncomfortable. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, but I felt like it didn't belong here and I wanted it moved. Now, having talked to the owner, she'd also told me that she'd felt very uneasy about this stone as well. We had a bit of a conversation about it. So we've done a bit of digging, and also then a spirit appeared, and it was a spirit from a religious order, and we think, we're not 100% sure, we think that this stone has come from a nearby building that had a religious order associated with it. And since I've acknowledged this gentleman, he's actually a lot happier, and so now there's no issue going on out here because he's been acknowledged. That's all he wanted. So although he is present, there's a complete change of atmosphere in the garden, so I'm hoping that that's helped this family already. So we're going to go inside the property.
Hi, this is Lee from HBI. We're at a private residence in Hathen. We're doing the walk around with Steve, but I just want to explain why we've got this kit set up here. In this particular area, they've been experiencing really strange feelings, and not just the people that live here, but the people that actually come and visit as well. So you can hear them downstairs, they're making drinks before we start. So we've got a locked off camera here filming the entire corridor, but also in this bathroom area here, they've had what they've only described really as poltergeist activity with the children's toothbrushes flying across the bathroom while they've been in there. They've tried to recreate that but haven't been able to, so we've set up the SLS camera to see if we can pick up any figures moving about in there. We very rarely get anything on this, and you know, it's kind of up in the air as if it's actually picking up any ghosts or not, or spirits or whatever you want to call them. But we experiment with it, and sometimes we get some interesting results, so hopefully we'll get something on that tonight. And back to you, Steve.
Okay, so we're starting at the top of the building. So I've already been up here and have a look round. So this has a really nice feeling on the top floor. I picked up a very elderly lady, exactly where I'm standing now, by the banister. As I was coming up the stairs, she was looking over, very friendly face, quite a short lady with grey hair, and very welcoming. So we've got a couple of bedrooms up here. The owner reports that there's quite a pleasant feeling up here. She's already established that, so I don't have any concerns up here. This is a bedroom through here, and there's another one just through there. There's quite a lot of rooms in this property, but a really nice feeling up here. It feels very calm, very relaxed, and this lady seems incredibly friendly.
Okay.
Not worried about her at all. But you will try and communicate later, maybe, with a vigil. So on this floor, this is a bit of a strange one, because when I walked into this bedroom earlier, I had somebody laugh at me and tap me on the shoulder. When I came in here earlier, as soon as I walked into this room, I was laughed at and tapped on the shoulder from behind. It's quite a loud laughter as well, like mocking, and I got a sense of this person was very mischievous. As of yet though, I've not actually seen who it is, so we need to have a look into that. So definitely somebody mischievous on this floor. Okay, coming down. This property also has a cellar, so we'll head down there.
Okay, so this is the cellar, and from what I can tell, this used to be an old tannery, and I'm pretty sure, but I could be wrong because I'm no historian, but I'm pretty sure that all this here, and it almost looks like a fireplace sort of thing, and the brickwork and the arches there are all to do with the tannery. So I'm going to have a guess that this is possibly one of the oldest parts, if not the oldest part of the building. But what we found interesting down here when we were doing our baseline readings, because with a residential haunting like this, where people are actually living in it, before we go down the paranormal route, we like to try and give them all logical and rational explanations as to why they're experiencing this first. That's the first thing that we look for, and that's our priority. If we can't find anything, then that's when we start looking at unexplained. But one thing I did find down here is all the other areas of the house are flatlined with EMF and the base readings. But if we came to this corner here, we believe that this is a hard water filter. So this area has hard water, and they put a filter in. But if we go up to this, it's maxing out the millimeter. So it's maxing it out, 140 milligauss, 89, 129 milligauss, maxing it out again. So it's sending, and it's the same with the Gauss meter. So this is giving off extremely high EMF. One of the explanations of high EMF is that it can make you feel a sense of paranoia, a sense of dread, as if someone's watching you. You know, you look over your shoulder, it can make you feel paranoid. So that could be, and I say could be, one of the explanations as to why they're feeling out of sorts up in their lounge area, which is directly above. I'm not saying that is the exact cause, but it's one of the possibilities.
Okay, so I've been down the cellar a couple of times, but to be honest, because we've been looking at these EMF readings, I've not really tuned in down here yet. I'm not picking anything up down here at the moment.
Okay.
So, but we'll definitely do a vigil down here later. Okay. Okay, so this is the lounge. So this is part of the original building. This room has a very oppressive feeling to it, and a lot of the team have already been feeling a little bit dizzy in here, which is really odd. The cellar is directly below us in this room, and those strong EMF readings are just below, I think just below where I'm standing. But we've also looked at the fact that they're not actually coming through the floor. There's no reading here at all. No. So there's nothing leaching through. So when I first came into this room, I was very aware that there's a clergyman in here. He's mainly based in this sort of part of the room, but he has come through the doors as well. He's quite a stern gentleman. He is very agitated. He doesn't understand why people are in his space. I wouldn't say he's nasty or anything, but he's very agitated, and I think maybe that's affecting the owners in this room. He's quite a strong character. Not sure of the date or what his association with this building is, but I believe there has been a lot of churches in this village.
Yeah. Oh, there's a big one just down the road, a big church.
There's more than one, isn't there?
Yeah.
Or has been several.
Yeah.
So there's quite a strong connection there, possibly. So I'd like to try and find out a little bit more about him later. I can see him very, very clearly in this room, and like I said, he's very agitated. So that is definitely having an effect on me at the moment. This part of the building is new. It's a really beautiful kitchen sort of extension area. What's interesting about this part is we heard earlier, we were just out here just talking, and a very clear female voice from just where I'm standing here was heard, like somebody talking, and yet nobody female said anything. So we couldn't actually work out what she said, but it was very loud, and it made us really look. Also, I had somebody blow on the side of my ear, just in front of my ear, where my sideburn is, quite hard, and it made me sort of jump a bit. And that was just over by this wall coming out of the kitchen here. So it's a really interesting property. I think we're in for an interesting night, and hopefully we can find out a little bit more about who's here, maybe put the owners at rest more, if at least they acknowledge who's sharing their house with them. It will make things easier for them, and we'll see what we find.
Cool.
And it's the 25th of May 2018. And that's Steve.
Hello.
Where's this best going, Steve?
I would say, should we try it in the bathroom entrance?
Okay.
Yeah, okay, let's try that.
Can you go behind it and activate it, just see if I can see what you can? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I can see it on that one.
Cool.
So that's it there. Yeah, that should work then. So, right, did you want to head upstairs then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've got the mini REM.
Okay. That's good.
Got you?
Thank you.
Right, what about the mini run runners?
Right. Is there anywhere up here that's more than anywhere else?
I would say my daughter's bedroom is where I get the warmest feeling.
So that's more comfortable.
Yeah.
Anywhere that feels
In a good, not in a there's nothing here sense, but in a warm sense.
right.
Have I been in there yet? In here?
Yeah.
I'm just getting the impression that this was a dressing area at one point, rather than bedroom, because I've kind of got an old-fashioned white dressing table over here, but I don't see a bed. It's a very feminine area.
Someone's stomach.
That was my stomach, sorry.
But I'm not seeing any presence in here at the moment.
So residually then,
Residually, it
this
feels
was like
like
a
it was like a
dressing
dressing room for a lady.
Okay.
It's very feminine, like I can see like a hairbrush, clothes brush all laid out. It's a white dressing table with a mirror. But there's no bed in here. Some sort of carpet on the floor. But there's no presence in here at the minute that I can feel.
Okay.
So the little boy's in here.
Okay. So
He's over there. Near that. What is it over there? Big cuddly thing.
Stitch.
Stitch, yeah.
Well done, Stitch.
Yeah.
I think he's called Tom.
Tom.
I'm getting a Tom. And I believe he's not 5, I believe he's 6.5. Because I've kind of just got that really strongly. Like, I'm 6.5. Like, the half is really important. So, Tom, if that's your name, did you used to live here? Can you make yourself known? Can you do anything to show us that you're here? Did anybody just see a flash of light go across there?
I didn't know. You see anything, Rob, on the camera?
No.
Is it you that throws things in the bathroom? Do you like to have fun here? Can you move something in this room?
Tom, was this your house? I've got a little device in my hand. If you just go and talk into this, it might detect your voice so I can hear you. You see, it's only Steve that's standing by the window that can see you.
It's my stomach again.
So you might be able to see us, but we can't see you and we can't hear you either. So is there anything you can do to let us know that you're here? Could you do something really fun for us, like chuck a pillow, or I put something on that little desk there. If you go and place your hands on that, it'll make a noise. Could you do that for us? Could have a little game with it. If you could make that light up, it might make a noise and make us jump.
Is that the REM pod going off?
That's a REM pod going off. I don't know if it's ours or theirs.
It sounds
very close.
It sounds close. It's
Yeah,
in the
that's
bathroom. It sounds like it's up here.
The team hear a REM pod device activate close by. They quickly check the REM pod in the bathroom. On analysis of the SLS structured light sensor camera, they see the REM pod activate twice. What's really interesting about this is that the REM activates in the bathroom seconds after Lee asked Tom, the child spirit Steve was picked up on, to play the REM devices. Lee asks him to light it up. Here are the two cams together.
If you go and place your hands on that, it'll make a noise. Could you do that for us? We'll have a little game with it. If you can make that light up, it might make a noise and make us jump.
Is that the REM pod going off?
That's a REM pod going. I don't know if it's ours or theirs.
It sounds close.
Yeah,
It's the
that's-
bathroom. Sounds like it's up here.
Wasn't their REM pod, it was ours.
Really?
Apparently so, they had it as well. Because they thought we were moving.
It was very close, so it
Yeah.
must have been ours.
Ooh.
They thought we were moving it and it figured it off.
Your laptop will pick that up?
Yeah.
Would it pick the sound up of it?
Oh yes. It picked up the external mic and everything.
There's another lady coming down the stairs. I believe it's the mother. A much younger lady in a very nice green outfit. And she said, "Are you here to see the children?" So there's more than one.
We can't see you because we are in a different plane of existence to you. Because you've now crossed over, you passed away.
This is a very beautiful woman.
This is the year 2018.
She's dressed immaculately. Her hair is immaculate. She's right in front of you. She's standing here.
I've got a bit of an overwhelming feeling of being sad.
Sometimes when I get spirits in front of me, they impart their emotions onto me or other people that are very nearby, and they can be quite overwhelming sometimes.
You're just really sad, like I want to cry.
Yeah, yeah. So this lady has she's got beautiful clear skin. Her hair is pinned up. It's like auburn hair. I've only seen one child so far.
Okay. Is she still here?
Yeah.
Okay, so my name's Lee. We have Emma on the stairs. This is Steve and Rob. So could you tell us your name, please? We'd be very interested to know who you are. I'm sure at some point this was your house, but now this is Emma's house and her family's house, and she's happy to share this house with you, providing that she doesn't become afraid, because like I said earlier, she doesn't see you, she can't see you, so you're probably just trying to make yourself known, but at the same time we don't want to be unintentionally frightening anybody, do we?
She has a large stone ring on her finger, like, you know, a real inch-long thing. I can see that very clearly.
Sorry, guys.
It's alright. Can be a bit emotional, can't it, when you come across these spirits. I've certainly been in tears many times, haven't I?
God, yeah.
I feel really hot and sad.
I was feeling really hot up there. A sense of loss.
It takes a lot of getting used to, you know, when you move into a property and it has activity.
Yeah.
I mean, me and Gemma, when we first got together, we rented a cottage in Long Watton, and that was most definitely haunted. We saw things, and I felt something run across the bed and whack me in the side of the ribs, and we had door handles turning and footsteps running up and down the stairs, and that was pretty active. But you get used to it, you know, once you realise that, okay, I'm sharing my house with past occupants and they're not going to hurt me, you know, there's no maliciousness to them, they're just simply there. You kind of eventually have an acceptance of that, and you learn to, you know, you get to a point where you just go, oh, they're here again. I mean, we had voices and everything. We had laughing, and you know, we'd be making a cup of tea in the kitchen, and there'd be a little girl just start laughing right next to us, and then you could almost hear her walk out the room, chuckling, and you know, and it was bizarre, and at first it was frightening, but after a while, you just
when I moved into my house, there was a whole family present. I could see them very clearly, and I didn't know who they were at first, but one of my neighbours talked to me once outside not long after I moved in and said, do I see anything in the house? And I described who I was seeing, and she told me exactly who each of them were, and they used to live there, and when we first moved in, they were very, very active. Now, who are you burying? William. I'm getting a William. Who's William? I think this might be the husband. I don't think it's a child.
Have you got a name for her?
Can you tell me your name? I'm actually getting somebody called William Machin, M-A-C-H-I-N.
William, sorry, that's me whispering. William Machin.
Just telling me that Steve picked up a name upstairs, William Machin, and I'm obviously from the local area, and I know that Machin is quite a popular, renowned local name. There could very well be a connection to this area with that name.
Steve's picked up on a name upstairs from a lady that was in mourning called William Machin. So what we're going to do is, while the team are having a break, we're going to have a walk down to the local graveyard. There's an old church just down the road, and we're going to see if we can find a stone or a grave that belongs to anybody with that name, or a name that sounds and is very close to that William Machin. So we're at Havant Church in the graveyard on a rather cold and misty night, so it's quite spooky, and we've been trying to find William Machin and his headstone. Unfortunately we've looked at them all and we can't find him, so he's possibly not even buried here, he's probably buried somewhere else.
There you go, Tom, 6.5, a little ball for you to play with.
Got that one up as well. Oh.
Excuse me?
I don't know.
It's the bouncy ball.
No, it's your little one.
If you come and knock the ball on the stairs, it will light up. Can you play with that? I know that you can move things. You've been throwing toothbrushes, haven't you? So what are you going to do for us tonight? Why don't you use our energy? And was that your mum that I saw? Somebody else like to talk to them?
Tom, age 6.5. Are you there, sweetie? Are you going to go and throw that ball down for us? Have a game of ball, come on. I'll chuck it down and I'll throw it back up to you. Okay, is there anybody up there then that can see the ball that can throw it down for us, please? Give it your best shot. It'll make us all jump. Well, it'll be a good laugh for you. Come on. Anybody up there, throw the ball down for us. William, could you do that for us? Maybe the lady that's been spotted, maybe you could do it for us. Anything to make the grown-ups jump, so surely you want to do that too. Go on, make us all shout out like little children. Because I'll be the first one to do that. Come on. Is it because we're all here watching you? Shy?
Okie dokie, so we're now in the lounge and there's been a very strong presence of a clergyman in here all evening. This gentleman is very agitated. He doesn't realise that he's passed over and he's not really liking people being in this room because this is his space. All evening I've been seeing him over by the doorway, but he has moved about in here and he has come through to this door area as well. He's quite a tall chap, thin face, late 60s maybe. He's got a white collar. I haven't got a name so far for him, but I'm certainly picking up his agitation, and that's giving a sort of an oppressive atmosphere in this room, which is quite noticeable. So I think we'll see if we can try and interact with him. How's everybody feeling?
Like, I want to leave, like, not like just this room.
Yeah, this is the room with the most unwelcome feeling. Whereas every other room feels okay, this one doesn't. So, can you try and give us a sign that you're in the room with us, sir? Because I think you're quite a strong character. But what you have to realise is that you're no longer on this earth because you've passed over. And this property now has new owners who live here. And I know that you think that this is your space. But unfortunately it no longer is, and you need to come to terms with that.
That's right.
Because you seem quite annoyed that there's people in this room. Is there anything that you can do to make a noise for us? Knock on the door? Make a sound? You see the red light on the floor just in front of where you're standing. If you walk up to it, you could set it off. It makes a noise and the light flashes. That's my stomach. I feel a feeling of despair at the moment. I know you don't mean anybody any harm. But you actually no longer live here. I think you might have made some of the females in this room uncomfortable earlier, is that right?
Yeah.
Is that because you're not very keen on having females around you in this room? I think he's just changed position and he's now over there, in front of the fireplace. He's sort of looking around at us.
Steve,
Yeah.
I feel like something's grabbing my ankle.
Okay.
Can you tell us why you've been making people feel bad in here? You must know that they don't like it. So why do you do it? You know, if you want to stay here, you can't do that. This isn't your house anymore. You're probably not aware of this, but you have actually passed away. You're no longer living. What was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did, but I'm not sure where it came from.
It sounded like it was out towards
Just-
the wall.
Was it sound like somebody, like footsteps or something creaking floor or something?
I thought it sounded like, well,
Somebody passing
Somebody
next
Yeah.
to something and like scrape, not scraping like scrape, but brushing against something.
the year's 2018. Is there a reason why you haven't moved on? If you have anything to say, this is your time to say it. Is there any message that you want to leave? You see, we've been invited here to talk to you. And to find out what's bothering you. Are you still here, Steve?
I'm not seeing a clear image of him at the minute. I'm not sure where he is.
How's everyone feeling in here now?
Does anybody feel a slight change in atmosphere?
Yeah. It doesn't feel quite so heavy.
I feel this room suddenly got a lot lighter. Not in the sense of brightness, as in a feeling of lightness.
7.5 minutes. I'll leave that camera running for a moment. Let's see if it's still going. Still recording, and we've got 3.5 hours of footage on there, which is about right. Because I went up first. Cool. Did you hear that?
Yeah, what's that?
Rob and Lee are checking the SLS cam and the locked off cam when suddenly they both hear what sounds like a breath coming from the landing area. The cam mic clearly picks this noise up. What's interesting about this is how close the breath sounds to the mic. The rest of the team are downstairs in the kitchen area. Where is this breath coming from, and why does it sound so close to the mic by Lee and Rob? This remains unexplained.
Because I went up first. Cool. Did you hear that?
Yeah, what's that? Where did you think it sounded like it was coming from?
It was that way.
Yeah.
Now, the last video that Lynn, Rachel and I did upstairs, there was a lot of noise from next door, because that's the adjoining wall to next door.
Okay. Yeah, that sounded like it was here.
It sounded like it was in this area.
What it was. Was it like that? Did it sound like that?
It was more of a...
Yeah.
Well, to me, it wasn't a... It was more like a...
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard as well. It seemed quite close as well, didn't it?
Yeah.
That's quite weird. Okay, something else for the camera to listen out for?
Yep. So that's our camera, so we'll probably be reviewing it.
Okay, so me and Rob have just come up here to sort out the SLS camera, and as we were discussing stuff, we've heard what sounded like, what were you saying, like a voice?
It was more like a...
Yeah, but really close, as if it was coming from up here. Now there's nobody up here, you can clearly hear the rest of the team are downstairs on a break. So I'm hoping that you pick that up.
2 weeks later, the HBI team are back in touch with the owners of the location with the findings and thoughts. The team were told that since the invest, the property seemed to be less active. The family now feel very relaxed in the living room. Before, they had felt very on edge and uncomfortable. They went on to thank the HBI team and told the team that they had made them feel at ease and they have peace of mind now at home, and they were truly grateful. The HBI team will remain in contact with the family, and they know that the team are there if they need them.
We are Haunted Britain Investigations.